So let me give you the summary of the poem Daybreak in a nutshell. So the fact is, this is a very simple poem. I think the simplest poem of the lot out of those 5 poems. So the protagonist here is the wind, basically. So the wind actually plays here the role of a messenger, and it actually whispers to the ears of several objects, animate and inanimate, to announce the arrival of the day. The fact is, the wind comes from the sea, the wind originates in the sea, and then it blows through several objects towards land. And while going towards the land, it meets or it encounters several birds, animals, people, forest, fields of corn, etc., both animate and inanimate objects, and it tells all of them to wake up because the night is gone, the night is over, and day is breaking out, day is near, or the day has just now begun. So the wind tells everybody to announce the arrival of the day and to proclaim the arrival of the day and to shout out, to cheer for the arrival of the day. So this is the primary thing of the poem. The wind tells everybody or everyone it encounters to wake up and announce the arrival of the day. Day is breaking out, night is gone. So that is why the title is Daybreak, because it's all about the coming of a day, the breaking out of the day, and the beginning of it, also about the beginning of a new life on earth. So this is all about the poem, basically, nothing complex. So there are several things such as mists, ships, sailors, woodbird, forest, chanticleer, belfry tower, fields of corn, etc. These are all the things that the wind touches or the wind meets or the wind encounters while going landward. The wind comes from the sea, the wind goes towards the land, and in this journey the wind basically encounters all these things and peoples and animals and birds and trees and all that, and it asks all of them to do their own task or to begin their own work, because the day is near or the day has just come, or the day has begun, or it is the day that is breaking out and the night is over. So the primary point is the night is over, the night is gone, the day has now just begun. So the wind tells everybody on his way to wake up and proclaim the arrival of the day through their daily work. And there is an exception to this, and that exception comes at the end of the poem. If you look at the last 2 lines, 17th and 18th lines, where the wind actually crosses a churchyard, and what happens in a churchyard is, in churchyard dead persons are buried, right? So day is not the time for the dead souls of the buried persons to wake up. So dead souls of the persons actually roam around on earth during the night. Actually it is supposed to be so. So day is not the time for them to wake up. So there is an exception in this poem, or there is an reversal of the propagation that the wind makes in the first half, not in the just first half, but for first 16 lines it awakens everybody. It requests or it tells everybody to wake up, whereas for the last 2 lines only it requests not to wake up or to lie quietly. And to whom? To the dead souls of the persons who are lying buried or who are buried or lying quietly in the churchyard. They are the dead persons, they are not alive, and the souls are also dead. Not dead, souls are not dead in that sense, but the persons are dead, while all the other objects that the wind encounters actually living being on earth, whether it's sailors, woodpeckers, chanticleer, fields of corn, they have life in it. But the churchyard, the dead souls, dead persons who are lying or who are buried in the churchyard, they are dead. So for those only the wind tells them not to wake up, because this is not the right time. this is a complete reversal of the or complete thematic opposition here. For the first 16 lines, the wind tells everybody to wake up, and for the last 2 lines, while the wind is crossing a churchyard, the wind is asking not to wake up, because this is not for the right time for the dead souls to wake up. Okay, that is the summary of this poem. A very easy poem, linear directional poem. You see, the wind blows from the sea, and it first meets mists, and then it encounters sheaves and the sailors, then it touches the woodbirds, then it meets the forest, then it again goes and meets the fields of corn and the canticleer and the whatever, so farmhouse, etc. So it's a journey, it's a linear journey from sea to land, and on this journey the wind tells everybody to do their own stuff, to begin their own work, just because the day is near, or the day has just begun and the night is gone. And since the night is gone, the title, the daybreak, this is the title of the poem, Daybreak, is actually justified, because it's all about a day, it's all about the coming of a day, or all about the breaking of a day, or the breaking of a dawn or day after a night, after the dark night. And what happens actually is, in everywhere, night is actually associated with death, whereas day is actually associated with life. So the wind here celebrates life in that sense, but there is a twist, as I told you, in the last 2 lines, because that last 2 lines actually completely reverse the idea of the wind suggests in rest of the poem. So this is it, nothing complex. If you have to make a statement or a sentence, simple sentence, or to make a summary of the poem, then you can just do it by writing simple sentences about the function of the wind one by one, and this will be your summary, and this will be your base material for any of the questions that can come out of this poem. This is it.